Back locally, the chief executive may relieve officials from their tasks that may give rise to conflict of interest, and they may be refrained from further acquiring or disposing of investments or interests. They're part of a new set of guidelines revealed today on potential conflict of interest cases involving government officials. But as Evelina Leung reports, the move has already sparked controversy.
A number of conflict of interest controversies involving government officials have taken center stage over the past few months. Today, the Chief Executive's office unveiled a new set of guidelines on how the CE will handle potential cases. The guidelines stipulate that a conflict of interest situation arises when the private interests of an official are in conflict with the interests of the government or his or her official duties. Such private interests also include circumstances in which kinship or friendship or some other association or loyalty which doesn't give rise to a financial interest can influence the judgment of the official in the discharge of duties. In handling a potential case, the CE should examine the facts, take into account the duties of the official concerned, the relationship between the official and those with whom he or she has official dealings, and whether the relationship could lead to embarrassment or loss of impartiality in the discharge of duties. If the CE finds there is a conflict of interest, he may order the official to divest himself or herself of all the investments or interests or place them in a blind trust, among other things. If there is criminal element involved, the CE should report it to law enforcement. Generally, officials are discouraged from accepting advantages, but if an advantage is accepted, the chief executive should consider its value as well as the reputation and the status of the person who offered it and the person's relationship with the official. The CE would consider whether it would adversely affect the government's image, among other things. Despite the release of the guidelines, the CE has come under fire for failing to consult the public.
To release the guidelines during the summer recess of LegCo, it's quite ridiculous, knowing that some legislators are not here, we are not in session, so we cannot hold a committee meeting immediately to study the guidelines. If you issue guidelines which legislators, members of the public, and even principal officials do not truly comprehend, let alone follow, then what use is it?
Among the suggestions the Democratic Party put forth regarding the guidelines, one of them is should government officials find themselves in a possible conflict of interest situation, they should first tell the chief executive before submitting a written declaration. The CE should then make the declarations public. Evelina Leung, TVB News.